And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night, and it's another edition of In the Batter's Box, the Baseball Weekly show from NGSC Sports. Of course, remember the website, ngscsports.com. We have all of our current content up there. We have the shows up there. And also, by the way, pay attention to where it says NCC Basketball Live, as NGSC Sports, of course, just finished. I know, people on Periscope, I'm shaking the phone, I'm vibrating my ugly ass face. It's bad enough you got to look at me, but now I got to talk. Let me stay still. Let me try it this way. ngscsports.com. No, seriously. We do have the replay of NCC's close loss. Nashville Community College played Rockland County the other night, and of course we did the play-by-play with our play-by-play man Joey Jazz, as it was a 65-63 loss. And we're going to cover a whole bunch today. We're going to cover a whole bunch, but it's basically going to be in one topic. We are going to cover the baseball meetings. Of course, the winter meetings finished up here in Nashville, Tennessee. And although Nashville didn't embrace it too well, we're going to talk about all the things that happened at the winter meetings. We're also going to talk about the netting issue that continues to, I'm going to use plague or whatever, bombard Major League Baseball. When it comes to people's safety, it's important. And we're going to talk about the netting issues, and John will update us on what's going on. Chris will give us his feedback, of course. And we're also going to talk certain moves from the winter meetings, and we're going to reference the latest article on NGSC Sports. But before we do that, if I keep on talking, you guys are going to keep on wondering out there why the hell I don't shut up, because I can't be by myself, right? Because you know I don't do this by myself. Of course I don't. So without further ado, of course, it is the IQ, as I always call him, my friend and co-host, John Doucette. John, welcome. It's In the Batter's Box, Friday night.
Ralph, always good to be with you.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, John found us a guest, I don't know, a month ago, whatever it was. Found some guy named Chris Lacey and said, hey, Ralph, this guy's going to come on the show. He's going to talk some baseball. Cool. I mean, it's a baseball show. So he did. And the week after, he called in again. I didn't ask him to. Neither did John. But he did anyway. And the week after that, he called in again. And again. So we were kind of wondering, you know, maybe this cat wants to hang out and talk baseball. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to make the official announcement that joining us as a regular co-host now with us on In the Batter's Box, and also joining us at ngscsports.com, officially putting up to date, Cubs signing Heyward has major implications. That's right. Right now on ngscsports.com, brought to you by NGSC Sports from Chris Lacey. Chris, welcome to In the Batter's Box. Welcome to NGSC Sports. What up, dude?
Thanks for having me on. It's kind of fun.
All right. Hey, speak up for us, Chris. We won't be able to hear you, okay? Chris! Chris!
Hear me now?
Oh! It's a Verizon commercial, y'all. He's back. Well, gentlemen, as we do every single Friday at this time, we talk baseball. And the big thing that's going on, Nolan Bronner. Hey, big boss. What's going on, boss? Nice to see you here. I am Boss 72 is with us on Periscope, as he is every single Friday night on In This Batter's Box. Hey, boss, can you do like we always do and share it on Twitter? Tell your peeps out there to listen. I need more people to see this face. I tell them it ain't a good thing, but I still need them to see it. The winter meetings, guys. We got winners, we got losers. I'd like to save the Heyward stuff, Chris, till later. We'll go ahead and let you reference your article and talk to us about that and that impact. But overall, when you look at the baseball winter meetings, what are you looking for? You're looking for the winners and the losers. And so we look for the winners and losers, and the first one that comes up, and Chris, I'm going to turn it to you first, as John and I always, and I'm so tired of hearing my mouth already. As far as the big winners, the Diamondbacks appear to be, wait a minute, folks. Hold it. I got a caller on the line. Caller, can you identify yourself?
Oh, yeah, this is Sammy Sportface.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got a surprise right here, folks. Listen, you always hear me, folks, talk about the website. Hey, Big Boss on Periscope. Yeah, check this out, I Am Boss. Sammy Sportface is with us now. He writes some crazy stuff on the site. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I always tell you, NGSCSports.com, if you go to the bonus section, you'll see Sammy Sportface. Of course, the new Sammy Sportface book is out now on Amazon.com. You want to know where and how? Log on at NGSCSports.com, and you'll see it right there. You also see the new logo that is up. That's Sammy Sportface, I think. Because even though he's with NGSC Sports, I got to confess to you guys, I ain't never seen Sammy Sportface in my life. Don't know what he looks like. So at half the time, I don't know what he sounds like because I don't. Well, listen, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Sammy Sportface. How are you?
You know, I'm thinking this guy, Chip Kelly, everybody thinks he's so stupid. We're getting rid of Jeremy Macklin and all those guys. I'm telling you, the Philadelphia Eagles, Chip Kelly is the smartest coach in the NFL besides Bill Belichick, and I think the Eagles are going to win the NFC East. And he's going to prove everybody wrong because he showed at Oregon that he's a brilliant mind with that fast-paced offense.
Well,
I'm thinking the Eagles are winning the NFC East because of Chip Kelly.
Well, and you'll be able to read about that, folks, at NGSCSports.com. Tonight, Sammy, since you're here, you can shut us up right now. In Nashville, we just had the MLB Winter Meetings, and I don't know how deep you go into baseball, Sammy, because I know that you get locked up in a room somewhere with your 12 typewriters and 16 cases of typewriter paper, because Sammy, of course, folks, as you can see by the logo, Sammy doesn't do computers and any futuristic stuff either. He can relate to someone here. But Sammy, we're talking winter meetings, and I'm wondering Sammy Sportface's take on baseball, the Major League Baseball winter meetings here in Nashville, Tennessee, and what it means to those in Sammy Sportface land.
Well, I think the winter meetings, you know what they mean to me? They remind me of that time that Yankee ball player started marrying another Yankee ball player's wife, and then the other ball player's wife married the other guy's wife. They swapped wives. Now, what the hell does that have to do with the winter meetings in Nashville? You know what? I have no idea what's going on in baseball. I'm Sammy Sportface. I got to keep track of other things.
Well, Sammy, I'm going to let these guys educate you a little bit because they do the same for me. So, Sammy, let's take a sit back right now. And, I don't know, have yourself a drink of, I don't know what you drink, gasoline or motor oil. I don't know which one suits you better. But we want to ask Chris Lacey. Chris Lacey, this, of course, is Sammy Sportface. Sammy, this is Chris. He just joined us. Chris, the Arizona Diamondbacks seem to have made a couple of great moves here, of course, starting with the Zach Greinke signing, and by most are considered to be the winners in this Major League MLB Winter Meetings showcase. What say you on the Diamondbacks and what they've done?
Yeah, I think Arizona, they've done a good job. They signed Greinke to that huge deal, 6 years, over $200 million, and they also made a trade with the Atlanta Braves. They acquired Shelby Miller, a very good pitcher, for a very good package that went to the Braves. They traded a number 1 draft pick in Dansby Swanson and pitcher Aaron Blair, and also a very good defensive outfielder in Ender Inciarte. So the Arizona give a lot to give Miller, but I think it'll be worth it if Miller can help Arizona get to the postseason and maybe get to the World Series.
John, do you agree that the D-backs appear to be the big winners? If so, why? If not, why?
I think they are a winner. I do think that Zach Greinke certainly provides the Diamondbacks with an ace at the top of that rotation that they really didn't have. You add him to go along with what some people consider to be the best all-around player, which would be Paul Goldschmidt. The Diamondbacks certainly seem to be trending upward in a division, however, that is still pretty tough to get to that top level at.
Crazy. Sammy, I know that you have paid a lot of attention to guys like Greinke and the other guys they talked about. But we know we don't want to keep you too long. We have to do a baseball show. But Sammy, Greinke, Arizona, ring a bell?
I tell you, the thing about Greinke, when he throws pitches, it seems like he's throwing razor blades. When I watched him in the playoffs, I was sitting watching, and he was throwing the cutter inside, and I thought my arm was getting shaved off. That dude throws some serious, crazy, great pitches. He's probably the second best pitcher in the league behind Kershaw. But you know what? I think he's a little strange personality-wise, I can relate to guys like that. Sammy Sportface, he understands it, but I think he's even weirder than Sammy Sportface, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Well, I'll say this, Sammy, that goes back to his days in Kansas City when he had issues with playing in big market cities and in packed stadiums.
Well?
Yeah, I think the guy had one too many fights at recess in grade school that somebody punched his lights out or something, or some chick didn't want to date him at a high school prom or wouldn't dance with him, or something happened, man. Something happened to Sammy Sportface too, and that's where we are.
Stuff happens. Gentlemen, the Detroit Tigers, we watched the Tigers win a World Series not too long back. At that point right there, when you looked at that Tiger team, you wondered, I wondered how many they might win, or at least if not win, would this be a run for the Detroit Tigers in which they find themselves, in World Series after World Series, maybe a San Francisco Giant thing, not necessarily winning that many, but you know what I'm saying, finding themselves in contention. And well, they've gone through changes like other teams, and their new GM, Avila, he's done a few things in the off season. John, back to you. The off season moves, of course, and what's going on and what's happened in the winter meetings, and where the Tigers stand now. This is a bullpen that was 27th in ERA the past two seasons, and man, they need a lot of help there, John, in that pen.
Well, let's face it, when you have, at the moment, the best player in the game in Miguel Cabrera, at the prime of his career, you do need to do everything you can to give him a chance to be on that big stage before the skills start to erode, or for that matter, he decides to go elsewhere. And I do think that Mike Ilitch, the owner of that ball club, really does want to win a world championship now, and so he's doing everything he possibly can to provide that opportunity to happen, because he knows at some point Cabrera's skills are either going to end up someplace else or they're going to erode.
And Chris, what is the addition? They got Zimmerman and of course K-Rod, but the additions, of course, of now Mark Lowe, Justin Wilson, because when you thought about the Detroit Tigers, I mean, we watched Justin Verlander pitch baseball, like, at that time when he was just dominant. It was just ridiculous. Every time this guy went out, Chris, man, it was shut down baseball. And first of all, help me out with something. What the hell happened to Verlander? And again, the acquisitions of Lowe, Wilson, along with Zimmerman and Rodriguez for the Tigers.
Yeah, Verlander, as is the case with some authors, they do lose velocity, and Verlander hit that point last season, but also Verlander was also injured, so injuries played a part in his subpar season, in his subpar 2015 campaign for the Tigers. But as you already alluded to the move that Al Avila made to improve the bullpen, I think adding K-Rod, Justin Wilson, and Mark Lowe will improve the chances of Detroit winning those tight games later on in the season, because you can't always win games by 5-1, 6-1. Sometimes you have to win games 3-2, 2-1, 4-2. So I think having K-Rod with that experience as a closer will help the Tigers next season.
Yeah, I would agree with Chris. I think adding K-Rod to that bullpen as their closer may be the most important move that they made, because now you've got somebody at the back end of that bullpen that can really help a starting rotation that has improved itself.
Well, it's important. I like the point you made, Chris. When you have the best player in baseball, and I mean when you have the best player in baseball, it's really hard to watch a baseball team have a guy of that magnitude and not go anywhere. You got to surround it. You got to get the pieces. So, for me, the Tigers are one of those teams where baseball's better when the Tigers are better. And